TPTZ zone is a zone that have to do with two time frames. And now, what is the psychology behind the TPTZ zone? The psychology behind this zone. Now, the TPTZ zone is called the time price theory zone. Now, why did I call it a time price theory zone? Like we said, the psychology behind this is just this. It's simple. Price, on getting to a particular defined target, decided to extend either above the target or below the target, but it still want to remain its previous trend. For example, we are buying and we have a retracement. After the retracement, which happens to be sell, hits the target. The next thing it's supposed to do is to go back up to continue the bullish trend. But instead, what we are seeing is a different scenario in the sense that price drops down. Now, let's assume this is our target region. Now, we need price to do this, back to form a bullish direction. But instead, what price simply did was this. It is something like this. It went up, then drops. Then we now have something like this, and it went back up. Now, what we want to discuss today about is simply this zone, this particular zone. We want to know what happened at this level. This level, where our cycle is. We want to know what happened at this level. What happened inside that circle. Now, what happened inside this circle is what I call the TPT zone. Now, everything in this cycle simply tells us what? The TPT zone. The TPT zone. What happened here? Let me explain briefly. When price got to this particular stage, this particular target, they needed to drop more. But in order to drop more, they have to do what? React to this particular target. It's our target. And in that particular target, there are so many orders that have been filled in that particular place. So there will be a reaction once price hits our target. And what happened? It's going to go back up. Now, instead of going back up, they will now create another course. They will create a course. They will create a course here. They will create a course at this particular zone. This top, they will look for a course, yeah. And after creating the course, what they will now simply do, they will now push price downward. Now, in pushing price downward, they created what? A space. And where is that space? The space is from these two zones. Yeah. To this place. Okay, I want to change the color. Well, they created a space within our two particular zone. Now, in creating this particular place, this is called the space. We want to know what happened at this space. This is our TPT zone space. It is as this zone that we want to be what? Alert to what is going to happen to price. We want to be alert at this zone because the buyers that are here could not push price upward. So the seller still brought price downward. but the buyers are still active in the market. And what happened? The buyers finally find the power to push price above. Now, in pushing price above, there's a particular formation, there's a particular thing that we are going to see at this TPT zone, this particular region. We are going to see it played out before price will be able to assume the bullish move back up. And what is that thing that is going to happen? We are going to discuss about that when we actually look into our chart. But firstly, I want us to understand this, that in our TPT zone, we have what? Two time frames. Two time frames. And the time frames are the target time frame and the extended time frame. Or let's just assume the expansion time frame. Yeah, the expansion time frame. Now, the space, I want us to understand this thing about the space. The space is formed between, that is inside the target time frame moving average and the expansion time frame moving average. Note, price does not touch the expansion time frame moving average. Yes, price must not touch the expansion time frame moving average. This is one thing you want to know about the space. This is one thing you want to know about the space. It is very important we note this about the space. Wanting to know about the space. The space is formed between the target time frame moving average and the expansion time frame moving average. Note, price does not touch the expansion time frame moving average. It does not touch it. Now, what happened? What am I talking about? What am I trying to say here? Sorry, that we explain. Now, let's assume these are moving averages. These are moving averages. Then we have our target region. That means the touch of the moving average. Now, price did this. Price did this. We have this. You remember, we're in a bullish trend. Then they started their retracement up. They drop and touch our target. Now, in touching this target level, what they are going to do is this. They are now going to do this and drop. Now, in doing this, they did two things. First of all, listen. First of all, they obey market structure, one. They obey market structure, one. And they drop. Now, this particular scenario is going to happen in our target time frame. Now, when it comes to the expansion time frame, this is what you want to see in the expansion time frame. In the expansion time frame, price went up. Now it's coming down. And this is our moving average. This is our moving average. Now, this is the target area. I want to extend this line. Now, good. Now, this horizontal line is supposed to be, when we trace it, is going to be the target market, the target time frame, the target time frame moving average region in the expansion time frame. Please get this right. This particular line, I made it horizontal to cut through this target time frame and the expansion time frame, because This line is going to be the region where price touches the target time frame moving average in our expansion time frame. Now, if you notice, price drops. This particular drop. Now, this particular drop you are seeing will now happen like this. Okay, I need to adjust our moving average. Remember, we said it must not touch the moving averages. It must not touch the moving average of the expansion time frame. So these are moving averages. These are moving averages. Good. Now, this is the moving average region. This is our moving average region of the expansion time frame. Now, on a normal, people will assume that price is going to come down and touch this target region here, where this my cursor is. But instead, what is going to happen is this: they are going to form the space. If you notice, they are going to form the space. And what is the space? The space started from here to this particular point, anywhere around there, in as much that it did not touch the moving average. And at the close, there is no confirmation of the retracement time frame, of a retracement that is going to give us the expansion time frame target. Listen, there is not confirmation. This space becomes invalid if there is a confirmation of a trade that is going to give us the expansion time frame targets. I repeat, this space is invalid when there is a confirmation that price is going to hit the what? The expansion time frame target. But when there is no confirmation, what is going to happen here is this: they are simply going to do just this thing we draw here. They are going to build their course. Of course, you know what I mean by building their course. They will build their course and move price up. That is what they are going to do. They will move price back up to where it started from. Yeah. The moving average level, the market structure level of that particular target time frame. When they break it, they will now go back to target the beginning, the top. They will target the top. Then when they break this top, they continue their trend. Now, this is what happens everywhere in the TPT zone. It happens in the lower time frame. It happens in the higher time frame. It happens in every time frame you want to. It happens in every time frame. You just want to ensure that you understand the concept behind the what? The TPT zone. Now, we'll be going down to our chart. Don't forget this. Okay, let me write a note. The space becomes invalid if there is a signal that confirms price to hit the expansion time frame moving average target. Yeah, the space becomes invalid if there is a signal the space becomes invalid if there's a signal that confirms price to hit the expansion time frame target, moving average target. Good. Now, this is everything on what? On the TPT zone. This is what you want to see on the TPT zone. Please, let's not forget the cost. They build a cost first, then they drop it first. Secondly, they build their cost. In building their cost, they take it back up. They take it back up. This is what you want to see, price forming. This is what you want to see, price forming, in order for you to understand that price is going to go back up. Now, let's go back and see typical and practical example on where all this occurs and how we can put them into practice. All right, so let me go back to share my screen so we can explain properly the TPT zone. So we can explain properly the TPT zone. Now, this is a particular trade I took based on the TPT zone. Yes, this is a particular trade I took based on the TPT zone. Now I will explain fully well how I took this trade. Now, first of all, remember I want us to understand, I said the space becomes invalid if there's a particular confirmation that price is going to hit our expansion time frame. Now, my expansion time frame here is the monthly, and my target time frame here is the weekly. This is it. Price has touched the weekly time frame zone. Price touched the weekly time frame zone. My expansion time frame is the weekly. Price touched the weekly time frame moving average. Let me make this chart naked. But the price touched the expansion time frame weekly moving averages. Now, after doing that, what did I need to confirm? I need to confirm that there is no confirmation that price is going to touch our monthly time frame moving averages. There is no confirmation. So how did I know? Remember our psychology of the retracement. We need a what? We need a breakout. We need a breakout of the daily time frame. We need a divergence first of all from the daily time frame. Yes, we need a divergence first from the daily time frame. Now, is there a divergence? Do we have divergence? Let's see. Okay, good. We have a divergence. We have a divergence. Now, at the end of the month, did we have a break in the daily time frame market structure? This is our daily time frame market structure. At the end of the month, did we have a break? So can you see there is no break at the end of the month here? There is no break. There is no break here. So automatically we understand that the weekly time frame is now the main time frame and our target time frame. Now, what did I say they are going to do? They are going to build a course in touching the moving averages. And yeah, they build their course up here, forming a market structure region around this place. Now they are going to put price down. And this is what they did. They push price down to this place. Now, from here, this particular place, this top here, down to this particular place is my course, my space rather. My space, in as much as what it is not going to touch the moving average of the monthly time frame. I have moved to the monthly time frame. It's not going to touch the moving average on the monthly time frame. So this is my space. You can see how I created my space. This is now my space region. This is now my space region. This is my space region. So I want to work with this space. Now, in working with this space, what do I need? They've done the first thing. They created their course. In creating of their course, what did they do? They push price lower. Now, in pushing price lower, I know that this is a TPT zone. So I'm looking to buy. And that was why on the daily time frame, I came down to this zone and actually wait for my entry. And how did I enter this trade? I just put in our entry formation. And what is our entry formation? This is the way daily time frame. The daily time frame candle close. This particular bearish bar closes. Now, when this bearish bar closes, I actually waited for the 4-hour bar to form is what? A divergence and a break in market structure. That means I entered from the what? The 4-hour, 30 minutes, and the 5 minutes time frame market bias. That's what I use. I use that. That's what I use. I actually use that. So what did I do? Yes, very simple. I went down to my 30 minutes time frame. I wanted to see a particular place where price will close below the 30 minutes time frame market structure and close above the 30 minutes time frame market structure, and we have a divergence. Good. And now look at it. We have this divergence here. Price is forming a divergence here. Price formed a divergence here. Price form a divergence here. We have a divergence, sorry. We have the divergence. We have the divergence. Now, in having the divergence, what do we need to look for? We need to look for a break in market structure on 30 minutes time frame. 30 minutes time frame. We have to look for a break in market structure in 30 minutes time frame. At the close, close what? Close above the 4-hour time frame. When the 4-hour time frame close. Now, the 4-hour time frame close above market structure. That is a confirmation. And that was why I bought. By buying from this particular 0.02 lot entry, it's actually from the next lower time frame, the 1 minute, the 1 hour and the 15 minutes. The 1 hour and the 15 minutes. That was why I took that trade. We can go down. Let's see. I use the 1 hour and the 15 minutes confirmation to enter that trade. That means a 15 minutes time frame break in the market structure. I have a break in the market structure in the 15 minutes time frame. That's what I use in entering. You know, I refine my entry down to the lower time frame. But I just actually took this 0.02 because I know that price is still going to go back up because it's a TPT zone trade. So that was why I used 0.002. Actually, my first entry was 0.01. Yeah. Then I joined it with 0.002. Then I keep on scaling it. Now, let's go back to the 4 hours. Now we have a 4-hour time frame close above market structure in the 30 minutes. And that was why I did what? I took this trade. And remember, what did I say? We have to go back to our what? Our target time frame. Now, our target time frame. This is going to be our target zone. Our target zone. All these zones are going to be our target zones. All these zones are going to be our target zones. Our target zones. We might have this. We have this price touching this particular region. Good. We have this price to touch this particular region. Close above this region. Close above this region. Come back to form a retracement. Form the retracement. Go back up. Close above this region. Come back down, drop like this, then push up. This is what we'll be looking for. Confirmation, a confirmation. But the key confirmation here is at this zone, this particular zone, for a weekly time frame, what? A weekly time frame close. Weekly time, because we are looking at the weekly time frame. So this is what we want to be seeing. This is what we want to set price to. This is what we want to set price. This is just explain the TPTZ zone. I will give further example on this zone when we work on it. So let's just go back to our chart and see how we can spot this TPT zone playing out. Thank you.